Did you know that Maria Bartiromo destroyed someone's life? This is the story they don't want you to know. They call Maria Money Honey. She was the first female journalist to report live from the chaotic floor of the New York Stock Exchange, the one who broke every barrier in financial journalism. And she was the one that bought that $6.5 million Manhattan mansion. But before all of this, there was a scandal that nearly destroyed everything she'd built and completely destroyed someone else's life. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the scandal as we explore the lavish life of Maria Bartiromo. In January 2007, Wall Street shook, and it's not because of a crazy deal. It was because of two people, Todd Thompson and Maria Bartiromo. Todd was 45 years old, perfectly tanned, and climbing the ladder at Citigroup as the head of their global wealth management division. His boss was Chuck Prince, the CEO trying desperately to dig Citigroup out of mounting financial troubles, but Thompson had other ideas. And no, it wasn't just about wealth management, as he role suggests. Thompson was spending company money like it was his personal allowance, like he was a kid going crazy at the candy shop. $5 million. That's how much he dropped on sponsoring a Sundance Channel television program. The hosts? Robert Redford and Maria Bartiromo, CNBC's Golden Girl. The woman everyone in financial journalism wanted to be or wanted to book. Thompson had also installed what insiders mockingly called the Todd Mahal, an opulent office complete with a wood-burning fireplace and a custom fish tank. But it wasn't the fireplace that got him fired. It was the private jet. In the fall of 2006, Thompson arranged for Maria to join him at a Citigroup-sponsored business conference in Asia. Nothing unusual there. Financial journalists attend these events all the time. She spoke at luncheons in Hong Kong and Shanghai, addressing Citigroup's elite private banking clients. Professional networking, source development, the kind of thing that makes sense on paper. Then came the flight home. According to multiple reports from the Wall Street Journal and other outlets, Thompson kicked other Citigroup executives off the return flight so he could fly back to the United States alone with Bartiromo on the company's corporate jet. Just the two of them. Crossing the Pacific on a flight that cost somewhere between $50,000 and potentially more, all funded by Citigroup shareholders. The whispers started immediately. People inside Citigroup began talking. Anonymous sources leaked to the press that Thompson had been warned months earlier to limit his contact with Bartiromo, to stop using company resources for what appeared to be personal interests, to draw a clear line between business relationships and whatever this was becoming. He ignored the warnings. On January 24, 2007, CEO Chuck Prince fired Todd Thompson. The official reason given was excessive spending and poor management, but everyone knew the real story. The Wall Street Journal ran a front-page article detailing the friendship between Thompson and Bartiromo, the corporate jet, the lavish dinners, the $5 million television sponsorship. The media dubbed it Mariagate and the fallout. Disastrous, but with a twist. Both Thompson and Bartiromo denied any romantic involvement, vehemently and repeatedly. Thompson told reporters that his relationship with Bartiromo was completely appropriate. When pressed about affair rumors, he called such questions inappropriate. Maria maintained that everything she did was proper, purely professional, tied directly to her role at CNBC, giving the network exclusive access to top-tier executives. CNBC backed her publicly. Then NBC Universal CEO Jeff Zucker stated she had done nothing wrong. The network claimed they had approved and paid for each trip, even reimbursing Citigroup for the corporate flight. But the optics were terrible. The questions lingered. And here's where it gets interesting. Thompson lost everything. His career at Citigroup ended abruptly. His severance package was negotiated under a cloud of public humiliation. He told Businessweek there was a smear campaign against him, hinting at internal politics and a power struggle with Prince. By late 2007, Prince himself resigned amid Citigroup's subprime mortgage catastrophe. But Maria Bartiromo, she walked away completely untouched. No ethics probe, no public censure. She continued anchoring Closing Bell at CNBC without missing a single broadcast. Her career didn't just survive Mariagate, it thrived, and within months, she and her husband, Jonathan Steinberg, went out and bought their dream home. In late 2007, the Upper East Side, Manhattan, had a new homeowner. While the Thompson scandal faded into tabloid history, Maria and Jonathan closed on a 5-story townhouse at 211 East 62nd Street, just east of 3rd Avenue. Purchase price, $6.5 million. This wasn't just a house, this was a statement. The townhouse spans 5,225 square feet of some of the most expensive real estate in America. 5 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, classic New York architecture with modern upgrades throughout. But here's what sets it apart from every other luxury property in Manhattan: the backyard. A private 39-foot-long garden in Manhattan on the Upper East Side. Do you understand how rare that is? Most Manhattan residents would kill for a fire escape with a potted plant. Maria and Jonathan had an actual oasis of green space in the heart of one of the most densely packed cities on Earth. The second floor opens onto a spacious balcony that overlooks this garden. Imagine stepping out of your bedroom onto that balcony with your morning coffee, surrounded by trees and flowering plants, while the city hums around you. It's the kind of luxury that money truly cannot buy anymore, because they simply don't make properties like this anymore. Inside, the design blends historic charm with contemporary sophistication. Hardwood floors throughout, custom cabinetry in the kitchen, high-end finishes in every room. The couple installed a state-of-the-art 2-camera security system, essential for anyone in the public eye. Multiple reports suggest the home includes a media room or home office, perfectly suited to Bartiromo's broadcasting career and the hours of preparation her shows demand. The layout supports both their professional and personal lives, large entertaining spaces for hosting industry contacts and friends, quiet private areas for rest and recovery from the brutal hours of financial journalism. Every detail is carefully considered. Every room is designed for both function and beauty. And the timing? Fascinating. This purchase came just months after Mariagate, just months after the corporate jet scandal that destroyed Todd Thompson's career. Some might see it as tone deaf. Others might see it as a woman who knew exactly what she was worth and wasn't about to let anyone's scandal diminish her success. The Manhattan real estate market has exploded since 2007. That $6.5 million townhouse. Conservative estimates now place its value well north of $10 million, possibly as high as $12 to $15 million, given the location and the rare backyard garden. The couple's combined net worth is estimated at over $50 million, largely from Bartiromo's $10 million annual salary and her husband's business success. They married in 1999 and have no children, allowing them to focus entirely on their careers and their properties. The townhouse serves as their primary residence, their anchor in the city that made them both. But Manhattan was just the beginning. Around 2010, Maria and Jonathan expanded their real estate portfolio with a beachfront vacation home in West Hampton Beach, out in the Hamptons. Purchase price? Nearly $4 million. The Hamptons, where Manhattan's elite escape on weekends, where hedge fund managers and media moguls own sprawling estates with ocean views, where the cost of entry starts in the millions and only goes up from there. Their West Hampton property sits on 6/10 of an acre waterfront lot, 4,000 square feet spread across 3 stories, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, the kind of coastal luxury that defines aspirational living in America. But here's what matters most about this house. It's not just an investment property or a place to show off. Maria actually uses it. Every single weekend, year-round, she and Jonathan escape to West Hampton. She's talked publicly about her Saturday routine, her one day off from the relentless grind of 17 hours of live programming each week. On Saturday mornings, she rides her bicycle through the coastal roads, long walks on the beach with Jonathan and their dog, Dusty B. Steinberg. Yes, their dog has a full name, including Steinberg. The simple pleasures of life away from the cameras and the chaos of financial markets. The property features expansive decks, perfect for entertaining, modern coastal amenities throughout, ocean views that change with every season, and most importantly, privacy. Real privacy. The kind that's impossible to find in Manhattan, where paparazzi and fans recognize her everywhere she goes. The value has skyrocketed. The Hamptons real estate market has surged post-pandemic as wealthy New Yorkers realized they could work remotely at least part-time. That $4 million beachfront retreat, now estimated between $8 and $10 million. The couple has watched their investment more than double while enjoying every moment of ownership. During the 2020 pandemic, Bartiromo broadcast many of her shows from this West Hampton home. She talked about how grateful she felt to have this escape, this sanctuary, where she could continue her work while maintaining some semblance of balance. But West Hampton wasn't enough. The couple also owns a luxurious estate in Southampton, another exclusive Hamptons enclave. This property is valued at approximately $3.5 million and brings a different flavor to their portfolio. Southampton sits on Long Island's North Shore, known for its equestrian culture, sprawling gardens, and old money vibe. This estate features high-end interiors, recreational spaces perfect for hosting, and those sprawling gardens that give it a serene, almost rural feel despite being in one of America's most exclusive zip codes. It's the kind of place where you can imagine hosting intimate dinner parties for industry leaders or simply enjoying a quiet Sunday afternoon with a good book. Between the Manhattan townhouse, the West Hampton beach house, and the Southampton estate, Maria and Jonathan have assembled a real estate empire worth well over $20 million. Each property serves a different purpose: Manhattan for work and city life, West Hampton for weekend escapes and ocean views, Southampton for longer stays and a different kind of coastal luxury. And here's the thing. These aren't just trophy properties sitting empty. They're not investments locked away in some holding company. These are homes the couple actively uses and enjoys. That's real wealth. Not just owning properties, but having the time and lifestyle to actually live in them. But their real estate is only part of the story. Maria's wrath is so diverse. Maria and Jonathan run a diversified investment portfolio that would make any financial advisor jealous. They've got their hands in stocks, bonds, ETFs, business ventures, collectibles, and of course, the real estate we've already discussed. Their stock and bond portfolio focuses on stable blue-chip companies in growth sectors like technology and finance. They run an old school, disciplined investing focused on long-term appreciation and dividend income. Annual returns from this portfolio contribute an estimated $3 to $5 million to their wealth through dividends and capital gains. Now, their lavish life even gets more lavish. Maria and Jonathan own a vintage car collection that includes a 1965 Ford Mustang and a 1966 Ford Thunderbird. Combined value, $200,000 to $300,000. These two are loaded, but they are also strategic. Classic cars are actually brilliant investments if you know what you're doing. The right models appreciate significantly over time, especially if they're well maintained. Plus, they're tangible assets you can actually enjoy, unlike stocks sitting in a brokerage account. They also invest in fine art and cultural collectibles. Exact valuations remain undisclosed. They're smart enough to keep some privacy, but these investments add both portfolio diversity and potential appreciation. Art markets can be volatile, but blue-chip pieces from established artists tend to hold value even during economic downturns. But wait, where does all this money come from? Maria's annual salary from Fox Business is $10 million. That makes her one of the highest-paid business journalists on television, period. Only a handful of news anchors across all networks earn more. But wait, there's more. She's written multiple books. She wrote Use the News, published in 2001, The 10 Laws of Enduring Success in 2010, The Weekend That Changed Wall Street in 2011, The Cost, Trump, China, and American Revival. Each book generates royalties. Not massive amounts compared to her salary, but steady income that adds up. She also has speaking engagements, and they bring in between $250,000 and $420,000 annually. She's a sought-after speaker at financial conferences, corporate events, and universities. People pay big money to hear her insights on markets and media. Speaking of insights, she writes columns for publications like USA Today, adding more income streams, and also earned consulting fees from serving on corporate and non-profit boards. Conservative estimates place Maria's individual net worth between $50 and $65 million. That's generational wealth. That's legacy money. That's the kind of fortune that survives market crashes and economic downturns because it's properly diversified and professionally managed. But here's what makes her wealth even more impressive. She didn't inherit this money. Maria came from working-class Brooklyn. Her parents owned a restaurant. She worked as a coat check girl and got fired from a wedding dress shop for trying on dresses before putting them away. She earned every single dollar through relentless work ethic, strategic career moves, and absolute refusal to let scandals derail her ambitions. It is her ambition that pushed her to what she did in the late 1980s, around 1988 or 1989, when Maria landed an internship at CNN Business News. She started on the general news desk, just an intern trying to prove herself, but she worked harder than anyone else. She stayed late, volunteered for extra assignments, and made herself indispensable. CNN hired her as an executive producer and assignment editor. For 5 years, she worked behind the scenes, learning the craft of television journalism from the inside out. Her supervisor was Lou Dobbs, who later became her colleague at Fox Business. Dobbs taught her the business, mentored her, pushed her to be better. But Maria wanted more. She wanted to be on camera, meeting people, chasing stories, being in the field rather than stuck in a control room. When Dobbs promoted her to senior producer, a job she didn't want, she begged him not to move her. He insisted it was the only path forward. so she reluctantly took the promotion and immediately started putting together a demo reel to send to other networks. That's hustle. That's ambition. That's someone who knows what they want and refuses to settle. In 1993, a call came, and it was CNBC. They hired Maria to replace analyst Roy Blumberg. The executive who brought her on? Roger Ailes, the legendary television producer who would later build Fox News into a ratings juggernaut. Ailes saw something special in Maria: raw talent, work ethic, camera presence, the ability to simplify complex financial concepts without dumbing them down. She started hosting and contributing to MarketWatch and Squawk Box, but the real breakthrough came in 1995. Maria Bartiromo became the first journalist ever to report live, daily, from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Think about what that meant. The NYSE floor was chaotic. Hundreds of burly traders shouting orders, pushing past each other, living and dying by every tick of the market. It was loud. It was physical. It was completely dominated by men. And here was this 5'5" woman from Brooklyn, straining her voice to be heard over the tumult, holding her own, delivering reports to camera while getting jostled by traders. Viewers could watch Bartiromo amid the chaos, her frame often pushed around by larger traders, but she never backed down. She owned that space. She earned the nickname Money Honey. Some people considered it sexist. Maria embraced it. She understood that in a male-dominated industry, she needed to stand out. And if a catchy nickname helped people remember her, so be it. Over the next 20 years at CNBC, Maria became one of the network's biggest stars. She hosted Closing Bell from 2002 to 2013. She anchored On the Money with Maria Bartiromo. She launched The Business of Innovation in 2007. She became known for landing exclusive interviews with the biggest names in business. CEOs competed to appear on her shows because they knew she had the audience that mattered. She won 2 Emmy Awards, one for outstanding coverage of breaking news during the 2008 financial crisis, another for her documentary Inside the Mind of Google. She was inducted into the Cable Hall of Fame, the first journalist ever to receive that honor. Her salary at CNBC peaked around $6 million annually. She was CNBC's highest-paid anchor. But by 2013, she felt trapped. So, in November 2013, she did something, and it shocked the financial media world. Maria Bartiromo was leaving CNBC for Fox Business Network. She'd been at CNBC for 20 years. She was their franchise player. Why would she leave? 3 reasons. The first was money. Fox offered her $10 million annually, a significant raise from the $4 to $6 million she was making at CNBC. CNBC tried to match, but fell short. When someone offers you 60% more money, you pay attention. It didn't end at financial reward. Fox also gave her a second thing, and that's visibility. Fox gave her a live Sunday morning show on Fox News Channel, which had vastly larger audiences than any business network. She'd spent 20 years building her reputation in financial media. Now she wanted to expand her brand beyond markets into politics, policy, and broader economic issues. NBC wasn't willing to create a slot for her. Meet the Press was taken. Fox rolled out the red carpet. Then lastly, Fox gave her creative control. At CNBC, she was frustrated by the format. Everything had to be short sound bites, rapid-fire segments, constant interruptions for commercials and market updates. She wanted to conduct longer, more substantive interviews. She wanted to explore topics in depth, rather than skimming the surface. Fox promised her that freedom. Roger Ailes, her old mentor from the 90s, personally recruited her. He promised to support her career development in ways CNBC never would. That relationship mattered. Ailes had made her a star once before. She trusted him to do it again. The move paid off immediately. Within 5 years, her shows were sometimes surpassing CNBC in viewership in her time slots. Her morning program, Mornings with Maria, became appointment viewing for anyone serious about markets. Her Sunday show, Sunday Morning Futures, became the highest-rated Sunday morning cable program, beating CNN and MSNBC competitors. She conducted exclusive interviews with President Donald Trump, corporate CEOs, Federal Reserve officials, and global economic leaders. She moderated presidential debates. She covered major economic events worldwide. According to court documents filed as part of the Smartmatic defamation lawsuit, Fox has paid Bartiromo $70 million since she joined in 2014 through her upcoming contract in 2025. $70 million over roughly 11 years. That's generational wealth earned through sheer professional excellence.